Now, there is no doubt about it that there are endless celebrities out there using the Charlie Kirk assassination to basically politicize it and to turn it into an anti-Trump messaging campaign. We have seen this happen, of course, time to time with Robert De Niro, along with many others out there like Stephen King, for example, and most recently Jane Fonda, who went on multiple tirades about Charlie Kirk supporters and Trump supporters, and even calling Trump a fascist and all this nonsense that people are just very exhausted over. Now, what's interesting here is that we know that there are a handful of others out there within show business that are calling out these Hollywood celebrities. You got some of those out there like Mel Gibson, James Woods, Sylvester Stallone, Tim Allen, Ricky Gervais, for example, great comedian as far as I'm concerned in my book, and we know that there's a lot of things going with Ricky Gervais right now. He's really calling out multiple celebrities left and right, calling out the entire concept of Hollywood, calling out their hypocrisy, and, well, let's dive into that. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. You could also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, Ricky Gervais, alright, it all started with Ricky, as I like to say, back in 2022 with the Golden Globes, where he basically went on live television on stage, up to the microphone, and really just calling out a lot of these Hollywood celebrities and just how entitled they really are, and really just putting them in their place. And we all saw, especially Tom Hanks, getting very much repulsed at the time by Ricky's overall comments. Now, one thing about Ricky Gervais is that he really has no barriers to what he has to say when it comes to some of these actors and actresses that I like to call activists, because they use their acting career to promote activism and to engage in politics. However, ever since the assassination of Charlie Kirk and the most recent No Kings protest, there have been several celebrities that either mocked or politicized Charlie Kirk's assassination to push their anti-Trump narrative. One of those included actress Jane Fonda, as you all know, where her comments backfired with those now out there, like Ricky Gervais calling her out for her lack of common sense. Now, Ricky delivered the following: I don't know what bloody world we are living in right now, but apparently it's a world where entitled people like Jane Fonda feel it is necessary and okay to look at what happened to this young man, Charlie Kirk, who lost his life way too early, and to go on to spout your politics over that is just a recipe for disaster. And yes, I'm looking at the many celebrities out there that believe that they have freedom of consequence. It's those like Jane Fonda who have crossed the line, especially when you begin to call your president a fascist. Like, seriously, what planet are we living on? Do they actually believe what they are saying, or is this all just an act? Unfortunately, I don't believe it's the latter. When you are an actor, and anyone with a brain would know this, you represent a studio or even multiple studios at once. And the bloody instant you go turning your acting career into a political activism campaign, it's just game over. It's game over for you, Jane Fonda, and the same goes for those out there like Robert De Niro and the many hypocritical celebrities that live in their mansions with their borders around their house, and then they go on blaming their president that he is closing the border. It's no secret that Jane has a very famous nickname since the Vietnam War, am I right? But you see, this is the bloody thing that irks me as a comedian and as one who, yes, so happens to act as well. I know my place, I stay in my lane, I know what the F I am supposed to do to get the job done, and to entertain my followers. Which, by the way, I love you all. But it's those like Jane Fonda who seemingly hold no sympathy for others. She just doesn't care about the outcome. Robert De Niro doesn't care about the outcome. It's all about pushing the message, and if I had any advice I had to give to all of Hollywood, it's just, well, shut the F up already. I don't want to hear it. I just don't. Nobody does. Their acting careers right now are as valuable as hot dog water. They have become soulless, and they don't appreciate where they are in life right now. And you see this quite often with those that encase themselves in celebrity life. That celebrity lifestyle. They lost the absolute sense of reality. They lost all respect for where they are right now in life. Now, guys, let me just say one thing about this. Now, he's on the right track to calling out Jane Fonda and the entire concept of a lot of these celebrities and how they view the rest of the world. We know that they pretty much believe that they are in a place to lecture the entirety of the general public, right? We saw this happen with George Clooney and Julia Roberts when they went on their political campaign, made commercials, and promoting people to lie to their husband and wives about who they voted for, stuff like that. that really repulsed a lot of American citizens, and it got so viral to the point that it actually went around the entire world. And people actually look down on the actors like that right now. Now, when it comes down to Jane Fonda, I like how Ricky really did actually, bring up the Hanoi Jane thing briefly, but didn't really name it by name per se, but he did actually label that there was a nickname that she received during the Vietnam War. But what's interesting about this yet again is that you have Ricky Gervais, you have Mel Gibson, James Woods, Sylvester Stallone, and Tim Allen, and many more. We know that there's a very small handful of actors, comedians, and actresses, producers, writers, and directors just calling out the insanity that we are seeing right now before our very own eyes in Hollywood, and how they basically did utilize the whole Charlie Kirk assassination to use it as a way to justify their hate for President Trump. And I don't really know where they're coming from that. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But he goes on to continue, those representing their films like De Niro, Fonda, and just so many others don't know how to stay in their lane. As an actor, and you are an actor, play make-believe while promoting or working on a film. You are no politician and you never will be. And when you have those like Jane calling your president a fascist, I'm sorry, but you have lost all credibility. And you know, it's true. I mean, the minute Jane Fonda started doing this time and time again, even the fans that were following her that didn't know about her past, they even checked out. They even walked away. And that just tells you everything that is going on right now in Hollywood, that people are waking up, that people are actually beginning to realize that, stardom power is really diminishing with a lot of the legendary actors and actresses out there that have been around for 40 plus years and that have created such, widely known work out there. And now you have a lot of them diminishing, where people can't even watch their old work. People can't even actually put in a Blu-ray disc or click on something on their streaming service to watch an older movie that they once starred in, because all they see is the face of the actual actor and or actress today in 2025, just going on bashing on Trump or Charlie Kirk supporters or politicizing the Charlie Kirk assassination. All of it. And we've seen this coming from also with those out there like Mark Ruffalo and John Cusack. I mean, the list just keeps going on and on. Hollywood absolutely needs to change. They need to hire new talent, younger talent that doesn't really hold a political bias or puts their extreme politics out there to the world, where it divides their audience or it divides their potential audience. So again, I think it's really good that Ricky, James Woods, Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone especially, I really do admire Sylvester, coming out and saying that it's time for them to just stop it already and cut it out and just stick to your work, stick to what you want to do, and that's it. Stay in your lane and move on. And that's how it should be in Hollywood and in show business, right? If you're a politician, fine. If you're a political commentator, fine. Other than that, people do not want to hear about politics coming from an entertainer or from anyone within show business, unless you're a political comedian at best, right? That's pretty much, an exception. But I would like to hear what everyone has to say about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. And I will catch you guys later.